articles. He's like, yeah,
Hey,
they're in your middle console.
Sorry to cut you off there, Johnny boy, but we got some Network Marketing Insider number 231 happening right now by two cool IBOs, and that is John and Paul. And today is the 7th day of March already, first week of the last month of the first quarter in the books. Own Your Life Day, Own Your Life Newopday. And I want to say welcome to all the network marketers out there, all of the Cisco Global IBOs, all of the wannabe network marketers who are here trying to figure out if network marketing might be your bag. I would say bag it up, baby. Because did you know that by the time you take out all the time you spend sleeping and all the time that you spend working and all the time you spend commuting to work and all the time you spend running around doing all those things you got to do, and all the time that, that by the end of the day, when you add it all up, most people have like 1, maybe 2 hours for themselves to do like the kind of things that they like to do. And even if they had more time to do those things, do they have the money? Well, you know what? We have a way for you to own your life by starting a home-based business that is so simple that anybody can do it. It doesn't involve any selling, thank God. And the best part of all, it doesn't take very much of your time because, as we just figured out, you don't have much as it is. So with that, I'd just like to say that I'm Paul Romero, hanging out here from Phoenix, Arizona. Type into the little box up there, guys, wherever it is that you're hanging out from. We always like to know where our audience is hanging from, coming in here to get this awesome and powerful information. And at this moment, I would like to say good AM to my upline, John Leister. And how we doing today, John?
Hey, Paul, thank you for hosting these Hangouts every single Newop day and on Wednesdays and on Fridays every week for the last almost 2 years without fail. There's been a missed one here or there, but usually Paul gives us a heads up. I just want to say I'm hanging out today from Phoenix, Arizona, and I've decided that this morning is the last morning you're going to be seeing this background behind me. I wish I had a little more time to get ready because I'd be out on my porch right now where it is beautiful, perfect weather, at least for the next couple months till Phoenix becomes Satan's oven, and I would not be wanting to be outside. So I need to take advantage of that. Today is Newop Day, so for those of you who join us, you know what today's topic is. If you're new to these Hangouts, welcome. It's a good thing you stumbled onto us. We are network marketing. Paul and I are part of a network marketing organization, but these Hangouts are for just about anybody who's an entrepreneur, who's into personal development, building their business. Last Thursday, Paul, I had the opportunity to be interviewed in front of about, I don't know, there was about 35, 40 entrepreneurs, and about half the room was real estate investors. I was there to talk about real estate. But one of the questions when we opened it up for Q&A, which went really, really well, I mean, we had to cut people off, 45 minutes of questions about wholesaling and what do I do and how in the world do you make those kind of margins and how are you on track to do yada, yada, was what are you, if you could recommend 3 books, what would be the 3 books that you'd recommend? Number 1, I said Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Number 2, which we'll discuss on our next Hangout for those of you who want to join us at 8:30, How to Win Friends and Influence People, which I have right here in front of me. But the 3rd book, I had to go with what we talk about on Newop Day since I've been reading it over and over again for the last 2 years, and it's what Paul and I have built every business that we're partners together, not just this network marketing, but also our real estate business. The 3rd book I recommended was Own Your Life Plan, right here by Don Falia. And this just so happens to be the book that we're going to be talking about this morning. Go figure. On my top 3, and 2 of them I talk about every Monday on Hangouts. Go figure. Wow, how does that happen?
And why in the heck would somebody name a Own Your Life Plan, the 45-second presentation network marketing book to real estate entrepreneurs if they were saying, if he was going to say that, what 3 books should a person read to launch their business? That seems just insane to me. Why would anybody recommend a network marketing book for somebody who wants to start a real estate business? Well, I think John just is bursting at the seams to tell everybody why.
Because this
Because
is everything. Network marketing is everything.
When you read this book, you probably won't get it the first time, but when you start reading this book the second time through, at the very, very least, if it doesn't click the first time, by the time you start reading this book the second time through, it's going to start clicking in your head. Oh my God, that's just like, oh my God, that work, this place, that business. I mean, everything is network marketing. You're going to see how this applies directly to every business that you could possibly think of. And not only just business, I mean, freaking life. But, and it's so funny that you say that you would recommend that book to the real estate people. I love that. That's hilarious.
Well, of course, duh. We built our entire, you know what? Okay, let's get into the book, because I was going to tell you why, but I'll maybe talk about that on the real estate hangout. However, this is network marketing. Each and every new update, Paul and I discuss Own Your Life Plan. I want to say we were into a chapter last week and we didn't quite finish. Was it chapter 7?
No, I think we finished chapter 7 last week because we've been on that one for a couple of weeks now.
Oh, the third-party invitation was chapter 7. That's correct. So we are actually on chapter 8. And you know what? This is a very important chapter. It's funny. I think we say that at the beginning of every chapter.
I do want to say one thing before we jump right in, because
go for it.
About network marketing, about this book, about why everything is network marketing, and about how network marketing is such a powerful tool or vehicle for people who, don't have another means of breaking free and chasing down financial freedom. Why network marketing is such an awesome tool, because the whole thing about what network marketing really is they've taken, all of the aspects of a business, and they've pulled out all of the pieces that it takes for somebody to start a business that bogs people down, that that people aren't good at, that people can't do, that just all the things that it takes to start up a business and to run a business. And for all the people out there who ever thought about starting a business and like, God, there's just so much to do. I mean, I just don't think I could ever do that. They've taken all of that out and melted it right down to the core. One little piece is all that's left for you to do. And that's basically the one piece where the rubber meets the road, where the dollars transact from one person to the other, and everything else is right there for you. That's why Robert Kiyosaki calls network marketing the perfect business, because everything else is all done for you. You don't have to worry about the administration. You don't have to worry about the production. You don't have to worry about the operations. You don't have to worry about any of all that kind of stuff. So that's why, that's why network marketing, that's why we're involved in network marketing. That's why we do what we do here. That's why we try to help you guys understand the power behind network marketing and go through this Own Your Life Plan book every new update. So I just wanted to throw that out there, because it's really important that the people who are here maybe thinking about network marketing understand the power behind the simplicity of network marketing.
Well, that's just it right there. And the reason Paul says everything is network marketing, because if you think about what network marketing is, what the business model is, and what the concepts shared throughout this book are, you realize that really any business endeavor, whether you're starting your own business, if you have an existing business, or if you're actually going to join a network marketing organization, these concepts really are about building a business and a foundation for your business that's built upon other people and being cooperative with other people and building a team, and doing it by being able to leverage a lot of other people towards the end goal, which is typically to make money. But whatever your why is should be bigger than the money. The money should just be the tool that you need to fulfill your goals and your why. So with that, we should probably, as we probably took 10 minutes just to intro what we're doing here today.
Well, it's a very, very short chapter, so I think we had a little bit of extra time today.
Yeah, it's literally 2 pages. I mean, so we'll just jump right into it here. Chapter 8, where to spend your time. And this is napkin presentation number 7. And if I hold up the picture, it just shows kind of a graph here.
I got that.
Paul's
Yeah.
got that. And it's this graph right here basically lays out where you should be spending your time. 100% of your time at the beginning of network marketing should be spent sponsoring people. Okay, let's break that down. And let me go right into the second paragraph of the chapter here. But you ask, should I not be spending my time learning, as the first few weeks are supposed to be my training month? Well, you are correct. But remember, when your sponsor is helping you to sponsor others, it is also part of your training. Even though your sponsor does the work, quote unquote, you still get credit for being the sponsor. And that's, without going further into the rest of the chapter, I'll let Paul kind of jump in here. I mean, that's the beauty of network marketing. And the reason, this is exactly what we applied into our real estate business too, which is why we love this book, is where do you spend time? Sponsoring people. You spend time talking to other people, because that's where the rubber meets the road. That's where the close happens. That's where the sale happens. That's where it all happens, is in your ability to communicate the message to other people. And in the beginning, your sponsor, the person who sponsored you, is helping you do that, helping you with scripts, sitting down and meeting with your prospects, coaching you, telling you the right things to say and how to do it. And this book really is your number one coach too, as you go through the chapters. So where do you spend your time when you begin? Sponsoring other people, looking for people to sponsor. And you're going to learn as you do that.
100% of the time in the very beginning, you see this is month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, month 5. It's all the way across there. And this is how much percentage of time you spent. And as you see, as you start out, 100% of your time is being spent sponsoring. And then as you go in through the business, it gets lower and lower and lower. And if you look way over here, where are you going? Wow, there's like hardly any sponsoring going on. What's that all about? The cool thing about what John just said, and it says it right here in the book, in network marketing programs, you can sponsor someone else into the business just as soon as you have been sponsored in. What? Yes, because like he was just saying, you are all about just, and that's all network marketing is. Well, that's not all that network marketing is, actually, because eventually after you are trained, after you've been learning, after you've been taught, then you move to the next level, and that's where it goes next. As we've talked about in this book so far, there's only 3 things that you have to do in network marketing. You have to sponsor people, you have to teach them how to sponsor people, and then you have to train them how to teach their people how to sponsor people. And that's it. Those are the 3 things that you do in network marketing. So in the very beginning, he says that, well, aren't I supposed to be learning? You are learning. When you sponsor someone in and you sit down with your upline and they're doing all the work, they're doing all the talking, they're doing all of the presentation and telling them what network marketing is all about and all that fun stuff, that's where you're learning. You're learning how to do it. Like John says, they're coaching you along. Each time you do it, you get to talk with somebody else more and more and more. And then the next thing you know, you found your 5 people. And that's what it's all about, is finding your 5 people. So that's really cool about network marketing, is you just jump right in, start sponsoring, and with your upline working with you, you're learning. That's your education process. That's your schooling. That's the first 6 months. And as you look at the graph, you see on the first 6 months, a lot of the sponsoring is taking place. Till you get down to about 6 months, you still got a ways to go. There's still, by the time you have 6 months in, you should probably have at least 3 gold ships on your team. At least 3, maybe even 4. Maybe you've got all 5 by now. Who knows? But if you're just continually talking to people and telling them what network marketing is all about and showing them and telling them, how they can get involved, you're going to find your gold ships, and pretty quickly.
Absolutely. I just got, there's another little concept here. Paul kind of went into it, reading right from the book. What the hell? When you first get into network marketing, your business is you. So the day you decide to pull the trigger and you're involved now with the organization, you are now in business for yourself. So how does a business make money? Well, it has to sell a product or a service. So it's day one, you could begin sharing the products and services of the network marketing organization that you're involved with day one. There's no reason to wait. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know everything about the business. You just need to know enough to introduce the concept to somebody and sit them down with your sponsor, and then observe, as Paul pointed out, your sponsor explaining everything to your prospect. And that's part of the learning curve there. So if you want to be successful in this business, you know, and we're already on chapter 8, so this was covered in another chapter, that you must find your 5 serious people to sponsor. And just keep in mind, you know what? The reason you spend so much time in the beginning is because you may have to sponsor more than 5 to find 5 that are going to be serious. And as you progress, the amount of time you spend on sponsoring people will drop off. And the reason is because all of a sudden you find that one serious person, then the 2, then the 3, and the 4. Pretty soon you have all 5. And then really you can quit spending your time looking for the more people to sponsor once you have the 5, because then you're going to need to spend your time teaching those 5 gold ships how to sponsor. Now you might be saying to yourself, wait, but I don't know how to teach them to sponsor. You will by the time you find 5, because you will have now found 5 on your own, sat down with your upline and watching how they, close your 5.
Yeah, sat down with your upline for maybe 10 or maybe even 20 presentations to find your 5. So with all of that training and education of sitting through all of those presentations and hearing that, you're good to go. You're on your own, right?
Right, exactly. And then it just goes on to say you teach them also to teach their people to sponsor when they're gone 3 or 4 deep in building their own groups and they don't need you anymore. Then you can go looking for another serious person to sponsor to replace them. So this book is kind of taking all the concepts of the first 7 chapters and kind of quickly wrapping it in, because this is all about getting in gear right here. For those of you who are like, what is he talking about getting in gear? So once you have your 5 serious people, now you work with those 5 to get them finding their 5 and their 5 finding their 5, and you build them deep. You build a deep leg, because this business is built on depth, not on width, meaning you don't go out and sponsor 100 people. You find 5 serious and begin helping them find 5 serious, then helping the 5 serious that the 5 found, so forth and so on. And it says here, once you find your 5 serious people, then you begin spending 95% of your time working on them, 2.5% of your time servicing the customers that you're going to just pick up along the way. These are people that may have been introduced to the business while you might have to show 20 people before you find your 5. Out of that 20, you might have a handful of people that don't want to do this as an IBO, as an independent business owner, but they may just really like the product or service you're offering, so now they're a customer. So you got to spend a little time servicing your customers, and then 2.5% of your time planting seeds. And then this way, when 1 or more of your 5 serious people, I like how he says in the book, are harvested and don't need to be watered and cultivated anymore, you can work with the seeds you planted and help them sprout. You should be aware that 100% of the time you're moving the product. It's a natural result of working with people, and that's the selling part of the business, which we like to call sharing. Guess what? That's the whole chapter right there.
Yeah, exactly. I want to correct myself on something real quick. I did say that once you found your 5 and you sat in on 20 sessions, that you're on your own and you're good to go. Scratch that. You're never on your own, okay? You always have help and people right there with you. If for some reason, even after sitting through 20 presentations, you still don't feel comfortable, you can still you can start leading the group, and your sponsor will be more than happy to sit in there with you and, be there ready to jump in and take the reins whenever you falter and make sure that, the thing flows smoothly until you are completely ready to do it on your own. When you say, okay, it's not like you get to a certain point and we just say, okay, there you go, you're on your own, good luck. No, that never happens in network marketing, okay? It's all about when you say, hey, you know what? I got this one. Don't worry about it anymore. That's the difference. So I want to make sure I corrected myself on that. And then another thing in there, what John was just saying too about where you spend 95% of your time in the beginning, or at the end, after you've got your 5, that you're spending 95% of your time working with your people and working on your 5 people to help them build their business, to help them sponsor their people and all of that. I just want to point out that that's not 95% of your time. Okay, I mean, remember we said this is a business that doesn't take very much of your time. That's 95% of your time that you have devoted towards putting into work into your network marketing business, which might be 5 hours a week or 4 hours a week or whatever it is. So 95% of that time. I just want to make sure that that's clear too, that people aren't thinking, oh my God, 95% of my time is now, I still got to work and make money. That's not what we're talking about here, okay? The hours that you choose that you're going to devote to your business each week, 95% of that time. All right, with that, now I just want to point out really quickly, as we talked about here, you saw that you start out sponsoring 100% of the time. As you get to your 5 people, you're somewhere down here, and now you're spending all of your time working on them and doing all of that. And what happens during the time when this is going on? Well, you know, when you get your 5 people in, you start earning money. And when you have all your 5 people in there, you start earning money. When they start sponsoring people and they start earning money, and look what happens to your earnings over that time. Yeah, look at the green line there. See, your sponsoring time goes down and your money time or your money dollars go up. And that's why eventually they will all leave you with nothing left to do but cash checks. And that's when you can go out and sponsor somebody else so that you can make your checks bigger. That's pretty much all there is to it. John, why don't you give us a final thought and close us out of here for the day?
You know, my final thought is this is a great, simple chapter that kind of sums up or kind of takes what you learn in the first 4-7 and tells you to go ahead and put it into action, meaning start sponsoring people into the business. 100% of your time working the business outside of learning about the business is to sponsor people, because through that sponsorship and bringing them in, sitting them down with your upline and watching your sponsor do the presentation and bring your prospects on board and putting them into your download, that is your training. And it goes on in the chapter to say, hey, after you find your 5 serious people, then 95% of your time should be spent building them, 2.5% of the time servicing your customers, 2.5% of the time, you know, planting seeds, planting the idea in other people, so that once you've completed training on, say, just one of your 5, now you're open to sponsor someone new and work with them. Now you may be asking yourself, all right, now that I know how to sponsor them, but how do I work with them? Well, here's the final little segment of this chapter. It says, you may now feel that you need some specific guidance of how to spend time with your distributors. You're right. And that's where we head next. So that's where we're going into next now, is we're going to keep continuing through this book, starting with chapter 9 next Monday. And now at this point, we've gone through the beginning basics of the business, told you where you need to spend your time in the beginning here is 100% of your time sponsoring. And it's going to take them, for some people, it's very quick. For some people, it takes a few months. But once you find those 5 serious, the next step is to work with them. And you're saying to yourself, well, I don't know how to work with them right now. That's fine. You're right. You don't. But that's where the upline comes in. That's where this book comes in, is because we're constantly learning and growing. We're never staying still, and we're always moving forward. So right now, continue studying this book. Go out and find 5 serious people. When you have those 5, we'll make the next steps easy for you. So with that, our universe, I ask not for more wisdom, but for more. I screwed that up. I asked not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches that I already have been given at birth, which is the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever ends I may desire. And I'm directing this mind to go find 5 serious ships. Simple as that, folks. So we'll see you back here on Newopday next week. And for those of you who want to know more about Swiss Gold Global specifically, join us on Wednesday's Hangout, where we'll attempt once again to get into the website.
Oh, that reminds me. Okay. Hey, guys, we're out of here. I just wanted to throw in that make sure you're here next Newopday, because we're going to get into one of the tastiest chapters of all, chapter 9. I'm not even going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to come find out. All right.